The Constitution currently recognises only the marital family as the family. This referendum is intended to recognise and give constitutional status and protection to families beyond the marital family, including cohabiting couples and one-parent families. The special and unique status of marriage in the Constitution would not be altered by this. In order to do this, the Government proposes to amend Article 41.1.1 to insert the words "whether founded on marriage or founded on other durable relationships." The approach would also require the deletion of the words "on which the family is founded" from Article 41.3.1 to remove the link between the family and marriage in that provision. When it comes to family, the Ireland of today, both in terms of attitudes, is a very different Ireland to what it was when the Constitution was ratified by the people back in 1937. We have already seen changes to the Constitution on related matters. The divorce referendum back in 1996 provided a constitutional acknowledgement that married people may legally divorce and thus enter new family situations. The definition of the family in Section 41 did not amend to reflect this change and the inevitable changes to family structures as a result of it. Many of the new forms of family have entered commonplace to an extent which probably couldn't have been imagined at the time when the original Constitution was drafted. For example, I think if someone used the term blended family back in 1937, it would have caused a lot of confusion, but now such family types are quite common. And of course, we also have the relatively new provision which allows people of the same sex to marry and has created more new types of family situations. Again, something which is quite different to what would have been envisaged in the 1930s Ireland when homosexuality was still illegal. In terms of families other than the marital family, the most common alternative family type is the one-parent family, of which I am one myself. Information from the 2016 census showed that the number of one-parent families stood at 218,817, of which 189,112 were mothers and 29,705 were fathers. The majority, 125,840, had just one child. The stats also show that the most common reason for single fatherhood was widowhood, whereas only 1 in 5 of the single mothers were widowed. And we heard earlier from Deputy Batchik the actual issue that this leaves with a father who is widowed. He is not entitled to the widow's pension if he isn't married, and similarly for the mother. Skipping forward to 2022, we see the census figures show that there was a marginal increase in the number of one-parent mothers with children families. That's down by 1% compared with the rise recorded among one-parent father with children families, up 13%. And that means there are a large number of children being brought up in situations where they see far more of one parent over another, or may indeed not see the other parent at all. We also see that the census figures of 2022, that there has been a significant increase in the number of families which is defined as a couple or without children, or a one-parent unit with one or more children, but a continued decrease in the number of children per family. It's important that those single parents and their children are recognised as a family by the Constitution. The removal of the link in the Constitution between the family and marriage also recognises that people can have a strong, happy and supportive family without the involvement of marriage. Many couples are now choosing simply not to marry for a variety of reasons, but are perfectly loving parents. There is one area of possible concern which I'd like to highlight, and that's the proposed amendment to the Constitution includes the wording "durable relationships." Marriage is a legal contract, clearly defined and easy to understand. Therefore, we refer to marriage in the Constitution, which is legally clear as to what is being referred to. The phrase "durable relationships," Minister, however, it's very much open to interpretation, whoever you discuss it with. It's a good idea, or I should say, is it a good idea to insert a clause in the Constitution which contains a very subjective term? I actually just spoke to someone on the phone before I came into debate, whom His exact words were, "I thought I was in a very durable relationship until it went wrong." And I suppose in that case, if you were married, you would get divorced, most likely. But if you're in a durable relationship and you're not married, do we know what the consequences are? And I'd be very concerned on that basis that the wording of this as it stands is not one for which I would be able to support, because I do feel that we would probably cause legal wrangles all over the place. And I think if you're going to propose a definition to what is meant by durable relationship, it has to be one of certainty. Whatever about being able to argue legally in courts on different things, this is our constitution. It requires certainty and definitiveness. And durable relationship can mean many things to many people. So I really would ask you to reconsider that, and I don't think it can be defined, because I actually called a number of people to ask them and they all had a different interpretation. And I think, as I've said, this is the Constitution. We need definitiveness. Thank you.